Good day and welcome everyone. I'm Andres Furia and you're listening to episode number 4 of the Pinche Pedro podcast. Today we've got Rocco Sorace again with us, who's the director of Vita Health and Fitness, who has a ton of experience. 17 years of his life he's dedicated to well-being. He's published a number of books on nutrition and well-being, and he gives Pilates classes. But today we're interested in nutrition and cooking and eating healthy specifically. So Rocco, welcome, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for coming onto the show again. Happy to have you.
Oh, no problem. Any day.
Yeah. So, mate, today I'm really interested in eating healthy, and I'm a little bit guilty. I've got a very fast metabolism, and maybe sometimes I look healthy from the outside, but I'm not sure about my insides always. I've been trying to cut out all of my refined sugars and things, but I'm finding it really, really difficult. I've noticed, so I'm trying to cut out refined sugars because I've recently found out that it's really bad for you. However, The problem is like going to Coles. I usually go to Coles and Woolies to do my shopping, but almost everything's got refined sugar in it. Like I'm one of those people, I'll finish a healthy meal and I'm craving all sorts of things afterwards. Like I just really want that chocolate cookie or whatever.
Sugar treat.
Mate,
yeah.
you need to educate me today. Like what is someone like me? I'm an absolute mess. How do I go about my life and how do I eat healthier?
Well, just disclaim, I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian. I'm just a foodie, and I've been training clients. And I decided to publish my cookbooks because I used to cook and let my clients know about the recipes. And I used to write the recipes down. And my client goes, "Why don't you just publish a cookbook?" And that was in 2007, my first cookbook, Good Food, Good Life. And then after my third cookbook was more about maintaining and finding nice Italian and Asian recipes that are low carbohydrate. But that sugar hit, it's all about habit as well. Trying to replace that ritual it's like a reward after your main meal. Your body and your tummy is waiting for that sweet treat. And a lot of us are guilty of that. And just because it's dark chocolate organic doesn't mean there's still a lot of sugar in it. So, a lot of my clients have cut that chocolate treat, which I'm guilty of as well. They decided to make my own sort of cacao low sugar protein balls. So, which I can download the recipe or you can find it through my website. And they're low sugar and they're just a little ball and they're healthier than the refined sugars. So they've got cacao, almond meal, a bit of nuts and goji berries and a bit of cinnamon.
Oh,
it doesn't sound that exciting, but they're actually nice. And
that sounds all right. Yeah. So can I interrupt you, Rocco? Sorry, I was curious about your cookbook. So have you specifically gone out with the intent in mind of, so it's called Eat Your Way Slim. Oh, so you actually have a focus on not just healthy eating, not just tasty eating, but healthy eating as well.
Yes. So a lot of fad diets are out there and, the 5-2 and different other diets. And, obviously you're not eating for a certain amount of calories a day, but is it long-term? I'm not sure. But growing up in an Italian family, it's about fresh produce from the garden and nothing processed and cooking lovely meals for the whole family that are nutritious and not processed with sauces and sugar and too much salt. So this was before I filmed my 5th Pilates DVD download and workout for JB Hi-Fi. And I wanted to lose a few kilos before the filming. And, and I decided to go more of a lower carb diet with a few good carbs in there as well and less sugar and reducing alcohol. So I follow this book throughout the year, new recipes. I've got a lot of vegan friends, so some of the recipes here are probably not suited, but you can, compromise and try different recipes, vegetarian recipes or vegan recipes proposed from meat recipes. So it's designed for the everyday person. So you don't have to go to 3 different stores to get the ingredients. For example, there's a healthy, vegetarian salad that you can just pop up with, and there's a nice calabrese chicken salad, and there's a few other desserts as well. Baked apple with a bit of dates and nuts and a bit of yogurt, which takes not long to cook. So, and generally this time of year I start semi-dry July, which I'm doing again because during the lockdown we started to make sourdough bread and indulge.
So semi-dry July, for those that don't know, what's that?
Well, I think dry July during this time may be a bit too stressful. You might need a treat night. I think you need some fun. You got to support the local restaurants and cafes and go there and enjoy yourself. So semi-dry July I've been doing for 10 years. So I go to Europe every year for the summer holidays to visit my in-laws in Norway and do a workshop there in the gyms in Norway. And it's summer over there, so it's beach weather. So just to tone up a bit and and get rid of the winter coat. So I follow my book and reduce the alcohol. So just have one night, cheat night. So if you've got a special date night, go to the restaurant, or cooking night, Saturday you can have a bit of vino and don't worry about being so,
so extreme. I mean,
yeah. Because nothing extreme works, and you'll have no friends either. So
exactly.
You want to
it's better for something. Yeah, better for something to be sustainable and to try and go extreme, because you're likely not to have that many people engage in dry July if it's that extreme. But I like the cheat nights. I think I like a drink every now and then, so that sounds good to me.
And you can donate to your charity, and obviously some people going through hard times at the moment. So I didn't want to add another pressure about asking for people for money this year. It's just about your well-being, and if people want to donate, they can donate to their own charity. Because that's another stress on to what's going on. Yeah. So, but you'll start to sleep better. Because you want to exercise. The alcohol intake is just a habit. I'm surprised that people drink every day, to be honest. Which during homeschooling, a lot of my clients were. And that's just another distraction in your mind, thinking, I'd rather drink when I'm happy than when I'm stressed. So you can enjoy a glass of wine with food. That's why it's not even a cheat night, just a nice night of cooking and nice wine. If you want to go for the full month, I find that the Australian culture compared to the Spanish and Italian culture about drinking culture, they're like, it's more of a, they don't drink just to enjoy just one glass. They have the whole bottle or two bottles. But when you go to Spain, they're just sipping a bit of vino and having their dinner, and they're not getting drunk
that's right.
by 12 a.m. in the morning. So you'll see when I go to Spain every year in Barcelona, or a place called Sitges, that they are at 3 a.m. They're still, with family eating, or the grandparents are still up, so they got
it's a completely different lifestyle. I know it's the same in South America. When I go there, people start, if you're in a restaurant sometimes, or a club at 1 a.m, you're the first one there, and it's I can't get used to that. It's so different. But
it's a different culture.
It's a different culture,
and they're very social, and which is nice. So maybe that's why Italy was affected so much as well, because it's so social. In regards to COVID-19, and Brazil and South America, they're very family orientated.
Back to nutrition, the thing that I find interesting is a lot of people have this assumption that, and we spoke about exercise yesterday, and a lot of people have this assumption that it's all right if I exercise, I don't really have to watch what I eat too much. But actually, if you look at the research, it's when you exercise, it's more important what you eat as opposed to not exercising, because your body needs to recover and you need to replenish all those nutrients and macro and micronutrients.
Refueling.
But I think the problem for a lot of people listening is it's hard to keep up a healthy diet, because it takes a lot of effort to shop healthy, to cook healthy. It is effort. And I mean, let's face it, a lot of the recipes out there it's fairly bland. If you try and go hardcore healthy, it's bland, so it's not sustainable. And that's the problem that I have personally. And I think I'm fairly disciplined, but I struggle eating especially if you eat something that's bland, healthy, you still have those cravings afterwards. And that's what a lot of people struggle with. I've spoken to so many people out there that sort of, they can keep it up for a few weeks, but they always have those cravings and they resort back to their bad habits afterwards. And so I think
it's about organization. So those
yeah,
cravings is like I said about the protein balls and a bit of yoga
yeah,
and berries after the dinner.
okay,
And if you go to your local market, I know that Pram Market have got the $15 box on Sunday. If you cook with fresh produce, a whole box of vegetables, compared to a vegetable that's been in a supermarket for a month, the taste is a lot different. Or even better, grow your vegetables. You're more motivated to cook, a beautiful spinach salad with a bit of feta and olive oil and a fresh lemon, and just a fresh piece of fish from the market. And so it's just thinking outside of just packaged food, because we live in Australia, so much abundance of fresh produce. And you go to the South Melbourne market or your market before they shut at Sunday, I think a lot of it's half price. So you're saving a lot of money. Or $15 box at Pram Market or your local market, wherever area you are. You need to work out the times when it's half price, you're trying to save a bit of dollars.
yeah,
And that's what inspires me for cooking, is the produce. And that comes from my Italian background. So, I enjoy going to the markets. I've got a community garden at Veg Out in St Kilda. So I cook what's in season. So at the moment, silver beet and broccoli. And I make this beautiful broccoli pasta dish. And because it's low carb month for me, I get the either the zucchini noodles I make, which is really
okay,
easy, or I use this fettuccine, which is made from beans, and you get that from your
right.
local Coles or
What
worse,
is
Slender's Blend.
what does that taste like?
It's beautiful. It's made of konjac. It's a vegetable, and you can add some garlic, lemon, rockets, and some
Okay,
broccoli. It's the way you cook it. So, and this is gluten-free and organic. So, and if you want just to make your zoodles, your zucchini noodles, you can even, if you can't be bothered making them, where's the package? They even sell them at Coles, and you just freeze it and defrost it. Excuse me.
okay,
That's a rice. That's cauliflower rice. So if you like the Indian food or Asian food, which I love, instead of using rice, I use cauliflower rice. So you just stir fry it with a bit of garlic and lemon and olive oil, and add some soy sauce.
oh
So it's
nice,
about just using different herbs as well and ingredients, instead of packing on the salt and sugar. Even tomato sauce at the supermarket got so much sugar in the packaging.
oh, it's got a ton in it, and I love tomato
Yeah,
sauce, and I've only recently realized that it's just packed with it. It's like it's the second ingredient or the third sometimes.
yeah, definitely. It's because it's addictive. Sugar's
Yeah,
like in a drug. That's
yep,
why we crave chocolate so much, and it's very addictive. Sugar, like smoking. So that's why people love, their lollies and sugar fix, and you get this spike high, feeling good, and then after you go low again, and then you get sleepy. So you might as well eat food, nutrition that's going to make you feel good and make you a better person than just going up and down in moods. So,
because
and
that's what I feel as well in the afternoon. So around that sort of 3:30 mark, your blood sugar level drops automatically, and your melatonin goes up, and your cortisol drops,
yeah.
and it's a horrible time of day. So, what do you recommend for that? Do you just try and
Well, I was addicted to coffee, like I was saying in my previous podcast. I'll grab the espresso and have that quick fix. But I decided to go to the tea market, tea shop, and got these lemon licorice teas with a little bit of honey, natural honey. And I have a teapot, and I have the sip, and it's just peppermint and a few other herbs. So you pick
okay?
which teas you like. That really helps, and that's helped a few of my clients quit smoking. Each time they felt like a cigarette, they had peppermint tea at night and after their drink, or it was just a ritual. So they'll grab the tea, peppermint tea. It's helped one of my friends that was addicted to smoking a pack a day. He tried everything, and now he doesn't smoke. So
Really,
and
from
he was
just
quite
that simple
determined.
ritual.
It's a ritual, yeah. So and it took 20 days, and now he doesn't want to smoke anymore because, you know, the smell. And that's the same as chocolate as well.
Mm.
So, and we think that the dark chocolate's so healthy, so we have a big dark chocolate piece.
Yeah.
You should have a little piece
Yeah,
instead.
yeah, yeah.
And place the other rest in the fridge, or make those protein balls, which are really nice. Coconut and cacao.
Yeah.
And some vanilla. So it's about getting organized. And it doesn't have to be that expensive, because McDonald's is not cheap anymore, like when we were kids. I think a meal is $15. I'm not sure, $10.
Oh, I don't even know. I've ditched McDonald's a long time ago.
So, you can go to a local cafe and have a nice meal with your kids instead of going, because they've got a lot of sugar in their burgers and buns, and so it's important to
get you hooked on it. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
even the pizzas as well. You make your own pizzas. You know, it doesn't take long to make.
Okay, so your tips for staying healthy and eating healthy. So being a little bit organized and having a plan for what you shop for, when you shop.
Yes. And the swaps, the 3 swaps.
What's that?
The sugar swap. So if you're having sugar in your coffee, use monk fruit sugar, like so. It's got 0 calories compared to 16 calories for 1 teaspoon. You get that from your local store. And it's not as strong as stevia, so it's really nice. You can use this for cooking. Swap that, because 1 coffee latte and 1 sugar, to burn the calories of that intake is 20-minute walk. 1 coffee. If you have 3 coffees, it's a lot of walking today.
Yeah.
So this will help reduce if you've got that sugar, and you can use this on your protein balls and cooking. The other swap is swap pasta for your dry July to the zucchini pasta, or this konjac pasta, which you get from the gluten-free section.
And is that
purely
to cut down the carbohydrates and the complex sugars?
Rice. Yeah. So cut down the carbohydrates. So your GI is in the medium. Have your water, 8 glasses of water a day. Reduce your caffeine intake.
Okay.
And and your alcohol. So
the 3 swaps.
So it's more than maybe 3 swaps, but and have your vegetables and your fruit. So I have a smoothie in the morning with water, a little bit of almond milk. So I put a bit of green. Sometimes I can't go to the garden because I'm working, so I just get some Vita green powder.
What's that, Rocco?
It's all greens, all in one, Vita greens. It's like kale and all the nutrients that sometimes you haven't got time to go and get your kale and spinach. So it just adds a bit of your greens for the day. And then after for morning tea, I have my coffee treat, because I have 1 or 2 a day, and my protein ball. And then for lunch, I may opt for just a tuna salad or just a stir fry. And then in the afternoon, 3:30 is when I get tired, because I get up so early, like you said.
Yeah.
I'm grumpy. Sometimes I want to sleep, and sometimes I do sleep for 15 minutes because I've got split shifts. Any more than 15 minutes, I wake up worse when you have your cat naps, as you know. I have that tea that I bought from the tea shop, so licorice. And then for dinner, I have a nice either vegetarian meal, eggplant dish. So, and it's not good to have always meat in your, like where I'm from, my parents are from, meat was quite expensive when they were growing up in southern Italy. So meat was only for Saturday or Sunday. So they had a lot of vegetables, what it was in season.
Okay.
So cut your sugars, cut your alcohol, cut the carbs for a bit, and that's a lot to say coming from an Italian. You know, we like bread and pasta. And try it for a month, and you'll see, and your genes will tell you, you can go on a body fat scale, but your genes don't lie. So your jeans might be a bit tight, or your suit jacket or dress, and 4 weeks later, and just feeling good about yourself. It's not about vanity. It's about feeling good inside. And like you said about well-being, it's not just to look good in the mirror. It's about, you're walking and you feel good, and you're filling your body with the right nutrition. So
Mm.
there's 1,000 cookbooks out there, 1,000 diets. There'll be one next week. Do you know what I mean? When you eat popcorn, and
Yeah,
that'll
that's
be
right.
the popcorn
New
diet.
fad
So,
diet. There's so many fad diets. That's the problem, and it makes it so hard for people to try and make sense of all this nonsense, especially if you don't
yeah,
have any scientific background. It makes it very
exactly.
hard. So, Rocco, that's great. So, where can we find this these cookbooks of yours?
Cookbook. You can actually download it for free. If you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll get an
Oh,
ebook for free.
free?
And
Okay,
for
you're
free.
very nice, mate.
And this is my favourite one, the minestrone soup for winter. So it's my mum's
Oh,
recipe.
beautiful.
It's so easy. So and you make a big batch and freeze it, so you can take it to work as well for lunch. Yeah, so for free, Vita Health and Fitness. You can download it for free. If you want the hard copy, it's $20. So it's
Okay,
not
great.
too expensive.
What
It's always
I'll
good
do
to
is
have.
I'll pop a link in the podcast on the link to this video, and then people can they have to subscribe to get your cookbook. Subscribe. Yep. Okay.
Yes, yeah. I don't bombard them with too many newsletters. Only one recipe a week, which is useful.
Oh, that's
So
brilliant. Oh, I love
a
that.
new
That's
recipe.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'll
So
definitely
I
subscribe.
have more vegetarian recipes now because I feel that I want to use all my produce from my garden. So it's good to create healthy recipes that are vegetarian too.
Yeah, bro. Do you grow your own?
Yes, yeah, I've got a garden,
All right.
and I'm growing broad beans, or they won't be ready yet, silver beet, herbs. And if you've got an apartment like myself, I've got a community garden, so that's got a bit more space. But you can grow, spinach and your pot plants and your herbs, fennel, which is great for your salads, and parsley.
Brilliant.
Yeah, download my cookbook, enjoy the recipes, and they're pretty easy to follow.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I'll put the link in this video. And Rocco, I really appreciate you coming onto the show. It's been really informative, and I can't wait to download that cookbook because I've got a lot to learn in the kitchen. I'm pretty bad, mate. Thanks so much for coming on today.
No problem.
Tomorrow we're having a discussion about mindfulness and meditation. So everyone, make sure you tune in for that one. Rocco, we'll catch you soon, mate.
See you guys. See you, mate. Take care.
Bye.